It just makes it to look this way. So my dear friends, I don't know how many of you are younger to listen to me, but I'm a person who've thought about you all the time. I think the world is sick and the wound is in Israel. The wound is in that Middle East area. The wound, that is where the earth, the mankind is wounded. It's because of all of us on the planet. Those religious power especially. We're not doing enough for it. We don't want it really to stop. I thought to say something to you as a Canadian. When we're talking about nation, this definition of nation is changed. Nation is defined by a group of people that lived long time in an area of land with a certain border, speak the same language often, have same religion, same culture, same custom, same way of dressing. There are so many affinities between them and we call them nations. But one of the factors that we call a nation is because they have a political boundary. An area. It's called, Palestine or Israel. This concept has changed now. In country Canada, we have many nations living in this country. If you go to the province of Quebec, where people speak French, and when you enter the capital city of the province of Quebec, it is written nation's capital. I said the capital of Canada is Ottawa, but here also it says the capital of a nation, Quebec. Canadians understood this. They passed it through the parliament and now they call it the nation of Quebec, but it is in the country of Canada. Why? Because it's useful. There's democracy here. Many thousands of times they tried to put Quebec, separate. They couldn't. They got vote. They were short. Because Quebecers were strong, and they thought that this separation is going to cost them a lot of money. Lots of economical loss. So, but if you go from anywhere in Canada to Quebec, you totally see different nations. Because there's democracy. They have passed a law that you can't even have speaking any sign in the Quebec cannot be in English language. But besides them, we have the natives. Many native nations here. We call them all nations. Canadians, they have two names for the citizens. They say French Canadian, Iranian Canadian, Arab Canadian, Palestinian Canadian, Israeli Canadian. You see? German Canadian, Italian Canadians. So it is possible to be the nation of Palestine and live in the country of Israel. Why is that? It's because under the democracy, I would have thought of myself that, okay, all our police power is Arabs or Palestinians, mayor is Palestinian, governor is Palestinians, language is, everything is Palestinians. So that is the nation of Palestine right there. But there are advantages. The passport, if you bear the passport of Israel anywhere in the world, you're respected. You carry the money of Israel anywhere, you can cash it. The hospitals, the University of Israel, top notch in the world. Living in that nation, you can enjoy all of that. Why would you want to get separated? Maybe it was an idea 80 years ago, 70 years ago, 50 years ago. It's not anymore, it's not used. There's no use to it anymore. Why would we want to do this? And by this, we think that we caught ourselves in better situations. Let me tell you what I think of democracy. Democracy is not elections of certain people, one people or certain people or a party to come down and become the power. All these Muslim countries in the Middle East, they have elections. My God, they're all corrupted. Saudi Arabia is a kingdom. There's much more democracy there. More freedom. I mean, I can't call it democracy, but there is. Human rights index is up. So is in Dubai, so is in Kuwait. Dictatorship works better than this kind of elections that, we have. So, what do we do? What is the real democracy? Democracy, I'll tell you how it works in Canada. If all the English people in Canada, they would cover Canada, and they were all Canadians and all English background, there would be no democracy in this country. I'm sorry to say, it's just my opinion. English people are inherently dictators that force people. But still there's democracy in Canada. How come? Because of the existence of Quebec, a French-speaking province. If you let them go, it can be all English, but you've lost part of Canada. If you keep them here, then you have to say it's a bilingual country. Who knows? I would have spoken to the Israelis, okay, we will become a part of Israel, let's call it a bilingual nation of Arabic and Hebrew. Israelis are smart, also very negotiable people. That's what I found. They're not the stubborn, dick-headed people at all. You have to make sense. If it's useful, they accept it. Why can't we do this? Become a country of two nations. What's wrong with it? Because if, my fear is this, if tomorrow Israel says, okay, West Bank, Gaza, one separate country, I recognize it. Do you think there will be democracy in that country? No, I don't think so. The creation of democracy is because there are other people in between. You see? They are like washers. They're like bolt. Between the bolt you have a washer, so they don't grind each other. If there are 5 Jews, one of my friends in California says there will be 6 political parties. They're that much opinionated people they are. You throw one Arab in them, they create only one party. Why? Because they say this Arab is different from us, we and him, it seems they're 2 groups. So if this violence stopped against Israel, and they're sure that nobody's going to do anything, you can see that the whole thing will change to the better. To create an entire Palestine nations, I have a great fear, again, that democracy would not be achieved as it is not achieved in Iran, in Syria, in Egypt, in Libya. You want me to name it? Anywhere. But if there are mixed of few other people, then democracy comes in power. This is why there's great democracy in the United States, because there are many people of different nations, different origins. So as in Canada and other places. Wherever you have extra people, they have found out English people are the smartest people. I definitely certify and sign for it. In England, they bring so many Indians in there. Then there's less clashes. There used to be a fight between IRA and English people. Now there are so many Indians and Muslims and others in between. They look at it, they say, them and us. How could Irishman fight in English when there are Muslims and Hindus in front of us? The difference becomes obvious. That causes the unity. But these are just a word of a person who likes you very much and he talks. You have to evaluate it for yourself. There are probably many, many, many reasons underlying this. But I'm certainly saying that the violence part of it is not working. It's just making more and more death, more and more causes, new causes, fresh reasons to fight, to fight, to fight. It's a game. He throws the ball and you ball throw back. He throws and they throw back. We have to stop it. say that we don't play this game. I'm going to exactly say the same thing in the same line. Believe me, with harsher language tomorrow to the Israelis. I love them too. I have many reasons why. But they are engaged in a situation that they shouldn't be. It's a very bad business. Very, very bad business for them. Okay? So, these were my humble opinion. I know many of you are saying that I do not have even the right as a Baha'i to speak about the issue. I give the right to myself because as a human being, I am a part of you. When you get hurt, it is impossible for me to watch it and not to get hurt. If I'm hurting, then my concern is legitimate. I have to say something to heal it. Okay? May the God of universe be with you. I hope this wound soon, inshallah, will be solved sooner rather than later. And this other outside agency that they plunge their hand into the middle of the problem and throwing wood at the fire to be stopped by God. May God be with you.